Hi there. What you see here is the final version of this complete Excel project. This is a well-designed and effective project, perfect for beginners and intermediate learners who want to follow along and recreate it. As you can see, this beautiful dashboard is completely dynamic. You can filter by year, month, country, and category. With one click, you can move from one aspect of the project to another. Here is the analysis part of the project, where we master essential statistical analysis to answer business questions. We are going to use descriptive statistics and t-test. This beautiful data entry form is locked and only allows input exactly where the user is supposed to write. The form includes drop-down lists to help users fill it out quickly and minimize typing errors. After submitting the form, a pop-up confirms the submission and the database automatically records the entry. The database includes automated calculation columns such as the sales revenue, total cost, and profit. To refresh the dashboard, we just have to click on refresh and the dashboard is refreshed. You can download the dataset for free from the description, and together we will complete this project from start to finish. If you find this helpful, please subscribe. It really encourages me to create more content. Let's get started. The project delivers a fully automated dynamic Excel dashboard that integrates data collection, cleaning, analysis, and visualization. It is designed as a self-sufficient tool requiring no further intervention from data professionals. Clients can immediately begin using the dashboard to make informed data-driven decisions effortlessly. To achieve that, we will start with the data cleaning. Then we move to data processing, data analysis, data collection, and our dashboard and report. Let's start by setting up Excel. So we go to data. We want to have the data analysis tool pack here. So we go to File, Option, Add in, Go. Make sure to tick these two boxes, please. Okay, our data analysis tool pack is ready. Now we want to our developer toolbox. We go to Customize ribbon. Make sure to tick this developer box, and our developer box is ready. We can use our VBA. Let's start with the data cleaning. So Ctrl A to select everything, and we make it a table. We can't see all the columns very well, so let's stretch it well. Now it is okay. We start with standardizing format. So we check each column. The idea is to see the value in each column. Like this one, the order date, we can see that the value was copied and pasted. So let's highlight everything except the label with Ctrl-Shift down arrow. We go to Home, and we want it to be short date. Okay, so same for this delivered date. Let's highlight everything, and it is actually a long date, but we want it to be a short date. Okay, now both dates are in the same format. Let's check the rest of the columns. Everything seems to be okay. Let's move on to removing duplicates. So it is only the order ID that we don't want to allow duplicates. For the rest, we can allow duplicates. What do? We highlight the whole column. We go to conditional formatting, highlight, duplicate values. So what it does, it highlights the duplicate values in red as we want. Let's click OK. Now we have all the duplicated values highlighted in red. Let's check. Okay, they are the only duplicated values. So if we pay a closer attention, we can see that the entries are the same. Maybe okay, so after consulting your boss, you can just delete here if it is what the company or the client wants, or if there are many duplicate value, you can select the whole table, Control A. You go to data, you come to remove duplicates. What it does, it tick all the columns, like it will only remove duplicates where all the columns are the same. Okay, now we can see our duplicates are removed. Let's move on to the next step, which is handling missing values. So when we scroll, we can't actually see if they are missing values, but if we highlight everything, we go to conditional formatting, we come here. So what we want to see is the blanks, sorry. So how do we want to see them? There are many ways of highlighting those blank cells, but we want it to be highlighted in red. Okay, so let's check. Okay, this is one cell with empty values. Let's continue. Let's scroll down. Okay, that one is the only cell with empty values, and it is in a critical column, which is the unit price. So you can either put a value, or the boss can say you just delete the whole entry. You can delete, or another option can be to put the average value. And how can we get the average value? So we go to data, we go to our data analysis toolpack, we go to some descriptive statistics. Okay, now here we want the range, which is our column. So you can select everything. If you want to include the label, you can include, or you do your Control Shift down arrow, which will stop where the cell is blank. So you do that several times until you get to the end, or you just select everything with your mouse. Okay, so we have not selected the label, so we don't tick that. So we don't want it to be in a new sheet. Let's just show it just here. Okay, so what we want is the summary statistic. So everything is set. This is our summary statistic. So there are lots of information here, but what we are interested in is actually the mean, which can be which can be seen as the average. So we have our average value. So now we can delete this statistic summary. Okay, now we are sure that no matter what number was there, this value is quite close. If we create a new column, we can see that it is highlighted in red. Why? Because we put a conditional formatting to highlight every empty cells in red. Let's go and cancel that. We just come here and clear the rules. Okay, we can delete, and there we go. We are done with our data cleaning. Of course, never save the document, the file. Go and save it as a new file so that you can have both files and you can get back to the raw data when you want. Let's start our data processing. So what we want is to create calculated columns. So the first thing is to extract the year from the order date. So the formula is simple. Equals to text, and then we put our order date. So you can either select it, or you can see it is E2. You can write E2 and the cell is automatically highlighted. And then we put the quote and we put 4Y. Okay, we have our year. Now the next thing we want is to create another let me delete this. Okay, what we want is now to extract the month from the order date. So the formula is the same thing. The only difference is that instead of using 4y, we are going to use 4m, and we get our month. But it is quite long. When we create dashboard, it can be a little bit long. So let's remove 1m to have only 3 m's, and it will make this date look better for dashboards. Okay, now let's also extract the day from the order date. Once again, the formula is the same. Now instead of 4y or 4m, it is 4d. Okay, we have our days. Let's also put it in a shorter forms by removing only one d. Okay, we are good to go. We are going to use these columns in our dashboard. Okay, now let's get the delivery time. So we have the order date and we have the delivered date. We want to count the number of dates in between the two. Let's create this formula. Dated if, we select our order date, and then we select our delivered date. Okay, let's add the d at the end, and we are going to get the number of days that the delivery took. Okay, the next column is actually to get the total cost. I think, yeah, so let's assume that the manager said, okay, for this, each product name, as you can see here, we bought each product with this percentage. When we click here, we can see that this cost percentage is actually the percentage for each product. So for each value here, we have the percentage we bought it. So let's get it with our VLOOKUP. But since we have the quantity, so let's multiply this quantity over the unit price, and then we will multiply it over the VLOOKUP. The VLOOKUP is actually going to get the data from that other table, that cost per unit table. But here we precise which column is the same in our table here. It is product name, which is D2. Okay, now we come here and we select everything, including the label. What we want is the cost percentage, which is the second column. So we put 2. Okay, so now let's add 0 in case there is no value. Okay, we have extracted our total cost from the document sent by the client. Now we can get our revenue. Let's put revenue. Let's get our sales revenue. To get the sales revenue is simple. We have the quantity and we have the unit price. So we just multiply quantity with the unit price. Simple. Okay, and we get our sales revenue. Now let's end with the net profit. So to get the net profit is simple. It's just the sales revenue minus the total cost, and we get our net profit. So these 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, is it 8? Okay, let's hide this one so that when we use our VBA, it does not affect it. So we are done with the data processing. Once again, please save it as a new file. So we create a new folder called process data. Okay, let's start with our exploratory data analysis. So remember, for the descriptive statistic, we use numerical columns. So we want to have our descriptive statistic. We go to data analysis toolpack, and sorry, a little. Okay, I skipping now. Well. I'm sorry. Sometimes it happens. Okay, it has come. We want our descriptive statistic. So for the range, is once more it is the columns. So we can select all the labels and then we drag it to the end, or you can select the labels and then you press your Ctrl Shift arrow down. Okay, let's copy. It's okay, we don't need to copy, but this time we selected the label and we want the summary statistics. Let's click on OK. So this is our summary statistic, but we are going to use the first columns when we want to use our to create our dashboard. So let's copy this and paste it. Let's cut it and paste it here. Let's highlight everything by double clicking on one column. Okay, it is good. Now let's get the descriptive statistic of the two other columns. Descriptive statistic. Let's change the range. The range is this one, the quantity and the unit price. We select the label, Ctrl Shift down arrow, and then the label was selected. We want the summary statistic and we are good to go. Let's cut this and go and paste it where we have started putting our descriptive statistics. Okay, it looks good. Here we have all the numerical columns of the database. Let's just delete this. Okay, so let's call this sheet analysis. So remember that in the business setting, clients and managers talk about key metrics. What is the average? What is the minimum? What is the maximum? So as data professional, it is your job to know exactly what is going on. Or if it is your own business, you have to know the key metrics, the KPIs. So the descriptive statistic will give you, as the name implies, it gives you an overview of all the numerical columns. Let's make it look appealing so that if we share the file with managers or clients or whoever, they can easily understand what is going on. Okay, let's name this descriptive statistic. Okay, let's merge it. Let's fold it a little bit. We put this square. Okay. Okay. Now what do we have here? When we look at the delivery time, we can see what is the minimum, the maximum delivery time. We can see what is the average delivery time. When it comes to the total cost, we can see what is the maximum, minimum, the sum of cost, what is the average cost. Same for sales revenue. We can see what is actually the sum of revenue. We can get it here. What is the net profit that we have? We can get it here. What is the minimum? In terms of quantity, what is the minimum quantity? What is the maximum? What is the average? In terms of unit price, the same. So this descriptive statistic gives you a lot of information that you are going to use as you grow as data professional. Okay, so now let's highlight all this and we call it our t-test. Let's merge it. Now let's start with our scenario. So what the scenario is, we want to know whether there is a relationship between delivery time and status, meaning returned or completed. The null hypothesis, like this is the idea of one client or one manager. The manager thinks that delivery time does not influence whether an order is returned. This is one group of clients. And the alternative hypothesis, which is another thought from other people, is that orders with longer delivery times are more likely to be returned. Okay, how can we as data professional answer this business question? So we are going to use our t-test. So the first thing to do is we go to the status, we filter only the orders that were completed, and let's copy the delivery time. So we do our control shift down arrow except the label. So let's call this completed. No, I will have to copy it again since I wrote something. Okay, it's already highlighted. Let's copy. Okay, and we paste it as value numbers. Now let's also create the order column for the return. You also get the delivery time when the orders were returned. Okay, since it is highlighted already, let's just copy. Okay, and okay, now we have the delivery time for both the completed and the return orders. So what we want, we now go to our data tool pack and we want the descriptive statistic. No, what am I saying? I'm sorry. We want to run our okay, so for the range number 1, we are going to select all the orders when the status was completed. Okay, we selected everything including the label. The range number 2, let's go and create our t-test here. So you select anything in here. So let's select our t-test. So the range number 1 is the completed orders, and the range number 2 is the return orders. Okay, so what we want is, yes, we have taken our label. So the alpha is the p-value is always 0.05. Leave it like that. So we want the output to be here so that we can see it easily. Okay, this is the result of our t-test. Once again, these results are very useful, but as you grow as data professional, you get to know each of these things. But the main thing we are looking for is the mean, which is like the average. What is the average delivery time when the orders were completed and when the orders were returned? It can help us to answer that question. But the main thing is the p-value. This is the result of our p-value. This is how Excel read it. This simply means 0.0706 degrees. The idea is we are comparing this with the p-value or the alpha, which is 0.05. So look at this. This is the exact number. So between this and the p-value 0.05, which one is bigger? Of course, our p-value here is far smaller than the p-value. So how do we interpret this? So the way we interpret this is, since the p-value is much smaller than 0.05, we reject the null hypothesis. And the second thing is, there is a statistically significant relationship between delivery time and order status. Okay, so now these are technical terms, but how do we, like in business context, how do we interpret it? So what we can say is that orders that end up being returned, taking on average, let's calculate how exactly. Let's calculate it. So it is simply the return, the average of return orders minus the average of completed orders. $1.78 or 79. So we can say that orders that end up being returned, taking on average 1.79 days or about 2 days longer to deliver. Okay, so what is our recommendation? So we can say that we should monitor orders that are taking longer than 7 days to deliver, as they might be at higher risk of return. The second thing is to set up alerts for delayed deliveries to take preventive actions. Okay, so this is our job as data professional. So we have a scenario where clients have different opinions, and instead of taking decisions based on what they observe or their intuition, they prefer you as data professional to tell them what the data is saying. And now the data is saying that we should actually be careful for the delivers that take longer than 7 days because they are likely to return. Okay, so we have done our job. Now let's make it look appealing so that if anyone go to our project, he can easily understand what is going on, what we are trying to solve. It doesn't come. Okay, let's highlight the two together. Let's merge the two. Okay, let's give it a color to maybe, okay, the purple, to show that this is the final recommendation. Why? Because these t-tests and stuff, it is data people or people who are interested in it who look at it, but you, the manager and the client, they usually just want the recommendation. So we have our descriptive statistic and our t-test. Let's move to our data entry form. Please always save the file as a new file. Okay, so let's create a new sheet. Let's call it sales form. Let's keep the first 3 columns, and let's keep 2 entries above. So let's name our form sales form. So these are the columns we want the form to have, because the rest of the columns should be populated automatically. So let's copy these columns we want here so that we can just copy and drop them there. So in between each column, let's put one empty cell. Let's cut it, Ctrl C to cut and Ctrl V to paste. Ctrl C. To make it look appealing, instead of continuing, let's skip 2 columns again and we put the next one here. Okay. Okay, so now um let's merge it. So you put one empty cells on the left and two empty cells on the right. So let's bold it and we increase the size. So I think this one is okay. Let's put a tick bar and we change to, yeah, let's take the purple to make the title look brighter. Okay, the white one is okay. Yeah, thing is okay. Okay, to select everything, you long press Control and you select. So we want it to be that big like this. I think it should not be too big as well. Okay, so let's see it well. Let's add this in front of each name because it helps the user to know that this is actually the question, and the area where the user has to input is just in front. Okay, okay, so let's highlight everything and we double click one column to best fit. Okay, and let's put the color like gray. So let's put it 14. Let's try to see. Okay, so as you can see, by so doing, the user will automatically know that this is where to write. So we go to format and we double click, and when we click once here, it just duplicate the same thing. Once you are done, you press escape from your keyboard, escape. So let's open it well. Okay, now like this, the user will automatically know that this is where it should. Let's make it look good. Okay, so let's make it like a table. Let's come here and put a tick border. Okay, to make it looks better, let's remove the grid. Let's go to view and we untick the grid line, and let's put a color here, a light color like which one? Maybe let's put this green, this light green. Let's put it everywhere so that the form can look more appealing. You can go as far as you want, but I'm not sure people will go further to check. Okay, so we write our customer product category, but the order date, we want the cell to be ready to receive short date. So we highlight the two cells, we go to short date. For the quantity and the unit price, let's highlight the two by pressing Control, and we want it to be numbers. But automatically when you put numbers, there are 20 at the end, and we don't want them. Let's remove them. We click here and we remove. Okay, same here. Okay, let's remove the zeros. Okay, now for the product category, let's go to our table and see the values in the product categories. These are the values, so we want them to come here as drop down list. So what can we do? Let's create a pivot table to see exactly what value is in our category, product category. So we select the product category and we see exactly what is inside. Okay, sorry, we go to data, we go to data validation. We want it to be a list. Make sure you have selected the column, please. So when we go to the order sheet, the name of the sheet will appear. So let's remove it and we put exactly what is there. You don't need to rush, take your time and put what is there. Okay, you separate each one with a comma. You can put a space, you can decide not to put a space. Okay, we are good to go. But what is there is that the user can select or he can write it himself, but the spelling should be correct. But look at, if I don't write it well, there's a pop-up saying that this what we are putting is not part of the list, so write it well. Okay, so okay, instead of the product category, let's remove it. Let's take now the product name. As you can see, the list of product name is quite long, so you can type it manually. Me, I went to ChatGPT. I just asked ChatGPT to write it horizontally and separate each one with a comma. So you can also do that, not to waste time. So you make sure you select the cell, you go to data validation, list, and then I paste my list. Okay, the drop down is okay. Well, what again? Okay, the status. We know for the status there are two statuses. We have completed and return. Okay, for the countries, let's go and use our pivot table to see exactly what country is there. Let's select country and we put it on the rows. Okay, these are our countries. So let's select the cell that we receive the drop down list. We go to data validation list, we select. Remember that when you move to the cell, to the other table, the name of the table will come. Don't forget to delete it, else it will be part of the list. Okay, okay, I'm not used to writing this name. Okay. So you can decide to put a space in between each word or not. I mean, a space after the comma, of course, the comma should be there. Okay. Okay. You have the list of the countries. For this list, I just took the name, all this data from ChatGPT. I just asked ChatGPT to give me fake data, and I asked him to give me the list of countries that are like spread across the world. So I did not actually choose a particular country. So if you are watching this video from another country, please write in the comment where are you residing, or maybe where you are from, your origin. I'll be glad to know you more, please. Okay, we have also the drop down list of the payment methods. So let's save this. Okay, well, now let's put the button that will help to submit. Let's click here. Let's just make it look good. Okay, you can click on OK. Here you use your keyboard to go to the right. Let's delete this and you put the name submit. Let's bold it and make it okay. Okay, now we will use this as the button that will help us to submit. Let's put fake information, sorry. Okay, so we want to click on submit, and what should happen is that the data should actually come down here. So for the order ID, okay, this sheet, let's delete it before, please, this pivot table, because if we record the VBA while it is there, it should be there. And even this order ID, we can get rid of it. I put it mainly to help us work on the data cleaning. So let's leave it like this. I don't know, if you want to keep, you can keep, but me, I decide to remove. So let's paste each name here as value. It's not forced to put the name, it's just to remain organized. So you will see what I'm trying to do. But the idea is put it to line it up the way it is in the database. Okay, so don't put it anyhow. You should follow the same order that is in the database. So if I make mistakes in English, I'm sorry. English is not my first language. French is my first language, so I'll be also posting videos in French to also help French speaking people. Okay, entry. Okay, and payment method. So as you can see, I'm following the same order with the database. Let's select everything and we double click on one cell to stretch it. Now this is equal to this. That one is equal to, we didn't need to actually put the question, but it's just to remain organized. You can just put this equal to this equal to this, and we are good to or delete. Okay, this is equal to this. I know if it's your first time, you might see it as time consuming, but believe me, as time goes on, you become used to and it goes fast. So if it's your first time, please take your time. Okay, now we are good to go. We can now record our VBA. So we go to developer, we come here to record. So let's put the name. Let's put it like submit. And remember that once you click on OK, the macro will start recording everything you do. Now we are started. What happened is Excel is now recording whatever you do and it will save it. So the first thing we want to do is to highlight these results and paste it somewhere, anywhere else as value. And since we put it as value, the data has changed. So we have to change the format. Let's select the two. Let's go to format and put it as short date. Okay, so now this is exactly what we want to be in our database. So we highlight everything again, we copy it, we go to our database, let's scroll down and let's put the first cell here. Don't paste. Okay, so let's go to insert, the small arrow, and you take the first one. This is very important. Take the one down. So you want the next entry to be put under. Okay, it's very important. Don't take the one on top, take the one down. Okay, let's click on OK. So now it is done, and of course our calculated columns are still there. So one that has been done, we want to delete the entry. What we are doing this manually, but actually Excel is recording whatever we are doing, and then when we want Excel to be doing this automatically, and of course put the cell at the first question. Let's stop our macro. Now let's assign this to this submit button. Let's right click, we go to assign macro and we assign this submit. Okay, now if we put something again, we are going to have an error, and I will tell you why we are going to have an error. These calculated column we put are the one making this error. Let's submit and let's see. You see the error. The error is saying that because what we pasted is not everything, we have to debug it. You see here, we have selected the column, this particular column cell, but it is saying that for the next entry, it cannot come again to the same cell. So let's write this script. This is the most difficult part of the project. We are telling it that don't take the cell again, rather take the one that is under the cell that I selected. I don't know if you get the point, guys. I'm trying to make it look better, but it will not come, and it doesn't matter. So the idea is that we are saying that when we recorded, we clicked on one particular cell before we inserted the value. Now we are saying that don't take that particular cell, just take the cell under. So I will put this code in the description. You can see it there, you can paste it, and you can play around it. You can go to an AI, ChatGPT, or whatever. Let's click and then it comes. You see now the entry has, okay. So you have seen, let's put fake data again. You have seen when we submitted the way the screen was breaking. So we are going to remove that. It is simple. Okay, so before, let's go to our code, double click here, it is open. So this is whatever we recorded. This is how Excel understands it. He wrote it as a script. So what we want is to write application.screen update. This is to make the screen not to update, like breaking, okay, equals to false. Okay, so this alone is enough, but to make the code smoother, or I think very good, let's put it at the end again, but just this time you put true, meaning that once it is done, it brings the file back as it was. It will make it run faster. Let's submit this. Okay, you see how fast it was. The screen did not break and anything. Every time you write a macro, that application.screen update is very helpful. So when we come here, you can play around it. Let me copy this. I can go to ChatGPT. I can ask ChatGPT. For those who don't know, ChatGPT is an AI that helps people to do a lot of stuff. I can tell him that please modify this my VBA script in Excel. Make it pop up a message that will say the submission was successful. It is simple. You can write it yourself. And I'm just doing this to show you that even using AI is very important. Okay, let's copy this and paste it here. Honestly, this is the only thing that ChatGPT put for the submission. As I've been doing this, I know already, but I'm using AI for you to see that you can write your code, you can record your screen, and if there are things that you want to do but you did not do, you can just copy the script, go to an AI tool and ask him to modify the script. You see, now we have a pop-up confirming a submission. Okay, so this thing, let's select everything. We don't want people to see it, right? Let's change the color. Let's put it the same color with the thing so that it can merge. Okay, it is still there, but people cannot see, and people, I'm not sure people will scroll there to check it. Okay, so I want to save, but okay, we ask us to save as a macro. We will get there at the end. So what we want, the last thing we want to do is that you see that if we use this, people use this form, they can easily mess it up, right? So we want to lock the form. So we long press our control button and we select everything. Okay, this is where we want people to input. We go to home, format, and then we lock it. It is locked. Now let's protect it. Put a password, any password of your choice, but please put something that you will remember. Don't lock your screen and then you can't unlock it, please. Okay, now it is locked. If I want to write here, I'm going to write, but the user cannot spoiled our form again because it is locked. Okay, but he can write where we want him or her to write. Okay. Okay. Now to save it, please save as a new file, of course. But there is something very important here. The way we save this file. Please subscribe to the channel, please. So look at this. We have to save it as enable macro. This is very important. If you don't do that, all what you did were useless. Let's always enable it. Okay. Sorry. Let's name this sheet dashboard. Okay. So the first thing is to create a pivot table. You click anywhere in the table and we click on OK. So let's call this KPI, Key Performance Indicator. So the first thing we want to do, we want to select the cost, the revenue and the net profit. The next thing we want to do is to put the status in the filter because we want the value to be only for the orders that were completed. So let's select completed. To see it well, you can see that we have selected completed. Now the values are only for orders that were completed. Let's copy this pivot table and paste it here. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Okay, let's paste it here. So the next thing we don't want, let's remove this. We want the count of names. So I made sure that all the names that are there are unique. I think I should have kept the order ID maybe. Yeah, I think I should have kept the order ID. But I made sure that these names are unique. So just the count of each name is enough. So let's put equals to, we put these values because once it is in the pivot table, we cannot use it in our dashboard. So for all these values that are from the pivot table, we put equals to. Now let's highlight everything and press Ctrl 1 to go and put the currency. There are different currency, almost every currency, but for now we want the dollars. Let's reduce the decimal. We don't want any decimal, just the dollar sign. Okay. So let's copy this pivot table again and paste it. Every time you paste a pivot table, please make sure that it is far from the other one. And if the data is going to grow, please be far from that pivot table. As once the data will grow, both pivot tables will touch each other and the whole dashboard is spoiled. Let me not use some words. Okay, this is the status of our orders. So what we want to do is to start with the completed, and the one is, I put order for you to know that even if they are many, all those one will be as orders. Okay, now let's get the percentage. The percentage equal to this completed divided by the sum of the orders, like completed plus orders. So let's include the dollar symbol in between each letter so that we can easily drag the formula down. Okay, let's drag it. Okay, now this is the percentage, but to see it well, let's go to home and we click on percentage. Now let's go to insert and let's insert a donut chart. Yes. Okay, let's remove the title and the legend. Okay, let's reduce it. Okay, we are going to use it to compare the orders. So let's do the same thing, but now when the order is returned. So return, we put the value. Now others is once again, here is just completed, but in another project it can be the rest of the others or whatever. Okay, so let's also get the percentage. Once again, it's equal to this return divided by return plus completed in brackets. Let's add our dollar symbol. The dollar symbol is for us to simply drag it down like this. Okay, so let's do the same thing. Let's see it well as percentage, and we create our donut chart. Okay, let's remove the title and label. Now we are good to start our first dashboard. Let's save this. Let's go to the dashboard. The first thing you want to do, you click anywhere, you come to view and you remove the grid line. This is the first thing to do. Let's highlight everything with Ctrl A and we put this gray. I think it looks better. Okay, let's put this one like this. When you create dashboard, always put this one up. When you want to use, it will come, and then it will go back. So let's put this shape, this square. It's not good when the dashboard we have to scroll to see things. So let's try to make it as everything at a glance. Everything is visible at a glance. Okay, let's right click. Let's go to format. We don't want, yes, for this, let's put a white color. Okay, and here we don't want a line, no line. Okay, we can close this. Okay, it looks the way we want. Let's copy this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Okay, let's align it. Now here what we just put, we will put the animated icon that will help us to switch from one side of the dashboard to another. So this one, we are going to put the titles and some of the sliders. Let's insert now this rectangle shape. Yes, but it's too round, so let's reduce it. The yellow one, just okay. I think this one is okay. Let's right click. Let's go to format. We also want it in white and no line. Okay, we can close. Let's put it here. So what I usually suggest is that before starting your dashboard, you should know exactly what is it that you want to, to draw. So for that, you need to go to your sheet or any notebook. You try to draw the dashboard and you see a little bit what you want, or you go on YouTube, you see people's dashboard. It can inspire you to also create your own dashboard. Okay, now we want this one to be gray, not white. This one, because we are going to put our KPIs here. So let's do copy, Ctrl C, Ctrl V 3 times to get 4 different KPIs. So one will be the revenue, the other will be the cost, the profit, and the total orders. So we don't care too much about the way it is aligned because we will align it well. So let's drag it down a little. Okay, so let's insert this oval thing. We will put some icon on it. You can drop it here. Okay, let's right click and we put a white color. Let's remove the blue and then put the white. Okay, Okay, it looks good. Let's copy and paste it 3 times. So one for each. Let's press Ctrl and we select everything. We go to shape format. We align it at the middle and horizontally. Okay, looks good. Let's do the same for this one. You long press Ctrl, you select everything. Go to shape format. We align middle and center and horizontally. Okay. Okay. Let's now insert our icons. Okay, these are our icons. Let's reduce the size. Okay, this one will be used for the profit. This one will be used for the cost. This for the order, and this for the revenue. Okay, so let's insert this text. So always write things in a text, please. Don't write things in a cell. Okay guys, no matter what you want to write, you see for the name, for the value, I put it in a text. So let me bold it and increase the size and put this color like this one. Yes, let me increase. Okay, now let's right click and reformat it. Okay, let me center it. Okay, it is centered. Let's right click, we go to format. We don't want no fill, no line. Okay, let's drop it here as our sales revenue. Let's copy, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Okay, so let's long press Ctrl. Make sure it is not in the cell. You should take. Okay, it's good. Okay, let's go and put it, center it at the middle and horizontally. Okay, it looks nice. Now let's rename it. This is the total cost. This one is the net profit. And this is total orders. Okay. Well, so now let's copy this and paste it again. Let's delete the name. It is deleted. You come here, you press equal. Make sure you are inside the cell. So it's equal to, this is the revenue. So when you do like this, it whenever the value changes there, you also change here. Let's copy this there. We change the value later. Okay. For this revenue, let's put it well. Let's bold it. We change the color to this orange. Let's increase the size. I think this one is okay. Let's center it here at the top. Okay, So this one, you click on it and then you remove except the equal, remove everything. So this one is equal to, this is our cost, okay, and this one is the net profit. You remove the value, it's equals to, okay, and the last one is equal to the other ID. Okay, we are good to go. Now what we want to do is we want to copy this first one, what we have already done. Come here, you double click, you click only once and escape. Okay, let's select everything. We go to center it at the middle and horizontally. Okay, well, everything is looking good now. Let's add this shape. We just want to make the difference between this, the KPI and the versus last month. You don't know what the versus last month is, you will see it very soon. So let's right click, we format this, we don't want cell. Let's put a white color and we increase this to 1 so that we can see it well. Okay, let's drop it at the top. Okay, but let's increase it a little. Thing is not well. Thing is okay. Okay, let's copy and paste. The thing is not well. Let me put it down a little. Okay, I think this one is good. Let me also do the same for this one. So let's select everything and we go and center it at the middle and horizontally as well. Okay, so let's include, okay, let's copy this, let's copy this, Control X, let's cut it, Control X and Control V. Now we are working on our orders by status. Okay, let's click here, remove everything. Now we click here, you double click on one until you see the same color. Let's change the color to this gray. Okay, now for this one we want it as a grid line, a gradient. Okay, so this one always come, but we want only 2, so you can delete these 2 ones. You want the first and the last. Let's click on the first, we come on the color, we come here, so we can select any color. Me, I want to go for something like this. The most important is to go down to the deep one, so you can copy here. Let me copy this, I will tell you why we are copying it. So for this last one here, we want it the same color. Let's paste the same color and we click OK. But let's come on it again to this last one. Let's just reduce the light. Yeah, let's make it okay. Yeah, now it looks better. And for this one, you can select the chart. Let's put it at 65. Okay. Okay, it looks good. So now we want the percentage inside. So let's copy this. We want it to be inside like this. So let's remove the value of this one and we put equals to, we have already gotten our calculation. Okay, this percentage. So here you can come to format. You don't double click, you click only once. Since it is only one thing you want to do, you don't need to press escape again. Let's put the name completed. Wow, this video is now more than 1 hour. So if you are still watching, that means you are really dedicated. And I really encourage you, because I know it's not easy, but I really encourage you to keep on pushing and everything will be fine. And I wish you all the best, no matter why you are learning this. I wish you all the best. You can maybe tell me in the comment, I want to know you more, please. So maybe my email is there, and or you can put in the comment if you have question or if you want me to know you more, but I'll be delighted to know you. Okay, let's do the same here. We click here, we go to no file, no border, and no field. We want the grid line. Automatically it will come. No, let's remove this. You double click here. Let's double click. It's the orange one that is not the value. And then we put it our same gray. Okay. So for the blue one, we want the same thing. So once we put here, it will automatically come. Okay. Now let's also increase the circle to 65. Okay, looks good. Let's put the exact value for the return, the percentage. Okay. I'm sure by now you are already used to what I'm doing. Let's name it returned. So I'm just trying to make it look more appealing, trying to make it easy in the eyes. Okay, let's name it orders by status. Okay. Well, I think it looks good. It looks good. Let's copy this. Let's put the title of our dashboard. So we are going to name it Sales Analytics Dashboard. Even sales dashboard is okay, but since we are going to we include analysis, we include a lot of stuff, so that's why I decided to add the analytic. So you can name yours maybe sales dashboard or whatever. And it's always important close to the name of the dashboard to include the um the brand of your company, or maybe if you are working for a client, maybe you can put the brand of his company close to the name of the dashboard. But since this tutorial is just to share my knowledge and to get to know more people, that's why I do not put any brand, any logo. Okay, so this table, let's copy this and let's cut it and we put it here. I want one column, one empty column on the left, because we are going to put a support column there. So let's copy and paste this again. So now what we are trying to do right now is to get the values versus last month. So this first table is, let's name each pivot table. We go to pivot table and then we name each one. Let's name this one. It's a good practice to name your pivot table so that when you connect them to the slicers, you know exactly which pivot table you are connecting. So let's insert a new slicer. Okay, you see that this slicer is connected only to this pivot table, but it's not connected to the other one. If I select the month, it's not changing because it's not connected. So let's right click this on the slicer, we go to report connection, and here we should connect all the pivot table, you see. But look at how it is spelled, pivot table, you don't even know which pivot table is what. So you click on the pivot table, you go and name it. Let's call it KPI 1. Then we call this other one KPI 2. Okay. Let's call this status. Okay, so now when we go and connect, we know which slicer, which pivot table we are connecting to our slicer. Because with this month table, we don't want to connect it to the pivot table for the month. Please don't do so. We want this month table to remain like this. We are going to use it to get our current month, previous everything. Okay, so well, let's stretch it a little. You can click on the top left and then you double click on the column. Okay, so now let's get our find position. So we want to find May. What position is it? And like March, is it number 1, number 2, and so on? So we are going to use this formula. So we are going to match this month, and then we select all the table. The column we want is column, no, it's not all the table, it's only the month, sorry. So select only the month. Okay, let's put 0. So we are going to get the count, the position. So March is number 2, April is 4, May is 5, but now we want -1, so we should put -1. Now May is number 4, April is number 3, and so on. You will see why we are doing this. We are putting the -1. So for now, let's get our previous month. So what is the previous month? Let's create a new column here. We call it support. So let's put 1 to 12. You can drag it. If it's not coming, let's put it as series. Okay, so we are going to use that column. So here, what the formula we want to get the previous month is, okay, we are going to use our VLOOKUP. We find the position here, okay, and then we select the whole table including our support table, and what we want is the previous month, which is number 2, 1 and 2. Okay, so the support is 1 and the month is 2, so it is column 2. Let's put our 0. Okay, this one will get us the month, this formula, the previous month. Okay, now if I put another month, it automatically generates the previous month. Okay, so now let's get our current revenue. So to get the current revenue is simple. We can use this one, but because we put the dollar symbol here, we are going to get other ones without dollar symbol. So just equal to, it's okay. For the ID is okay. So the current revenue is simply equals to, we put our current revenue. Okay, but as you can see here, it's fine. Now let's get the previous revenue. To get the previous revenue, let's use this VLOOKUP formula. So we are going to VLOOKUP the find position here, and we are going to select our table, the whole table, including the support. And what we want is the revenue. The revenue is which column? 1, 2, 3, and 4 is column number 4. So we put number 4, we add our 0, just in case there's nothing. Okay, we enter, and then we have the value of the previous month. So let's check. Well, when I change, everything is changing. Okay, everything seems to be okay. So let's click on the table, the month table, and then we go and insert the year, the slicer. Okay, this is our year. Now we want the year to be connected with every pivot table. It's not affecting this one because the year is not connected to this KPI. Let's connect them to the year. Okay, you want everything, the status and everything. Okay, so now they are all connected to the year slice. Okay, now let's now get the value difference. What is the value difference? Is simply the difference between the current month and the previous month. So current month minus previous month. So we have our value difference. Let's get it in percentage. Let's call it percentage difference. Okay, to get the percentage difference is just equals to current revenue minus previous revenue divided by the previous revenue again, and we have our percentage. Let's go and put it as percentage. Well, okay, now you can see that when it is minus, we have the symbol minus, but when it is plus, there is no symbol to show that it is plus. So we are going to add that symbol. So this one is equal to the percentage difference. Okay, so if it is yeah, so we just add this plus value. Okay, so let's get our percentage difference again, and we want it to be 0.5. 0%. So it's going to get the percentage. So it's going to add the plus value. What's wrong? I think there's something I don't do well here. Okay, let me check it well again. So yes, it should add the plus value, and it should also add the percentage value. Normally it should work. Okay, let me close it. Sorry, let me read it. Well. Okay, I think I know where I made a mistake. Let me check it the last time. Yeah, it's the quote. I did not put the quote. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Sorry, I did not close it. I don't know if you saw it. Okay. So what it's going to do is going to add the plus symbol when the value is positive, and if we add the percentage symbol like the percentage, let's click on OK. Yes, and we are good to go. As you can see, when it is negative there is a minus, positive there is a plus, but for both we have the percentage after that. Let's also do the same for value difference. For the value difference, if we want the plus and the minus and the dollar symbol, the dollar symbol, so we add our plus, our minus, and the dollar symbol. And please do not hesitate to use AI sometime when you write a formula and you are getting errors. So you can simply copy the formula and paste it in maybe ChatGPT, on ChatGPT or anyone, and then any AI tool. You will get, you will debug all your issues, not all, but most of them. Okay, the formula, let's remove. Okay, now everything is set. Okay, so now we want the final revenue, like versus last month. So how it's going to look like in our dashboard. Okay, let's make it well. This step is very important. Please do that. Stretch it well. So it's just equals to, we want the percentage difference to show first, and then this bar chart is going to be the difference, this bar between this and this one, the value difference. We want them to show in the same cell. Okay, but this bar is not that representative. Look at how I stretch it. Do this, please. Stretch it like this, please. Let's bold it, but let's change this bar to something. Okay, I think this one is okay. So this, in the same cell we get the percentage and the value difference. Okay, it looks good. Now let's add some conditional formatting to that. Everything looks okay. To get the color, but when we put January, look what's happened. You see, it's because there's no month before January. For you as human being, we know it is December, but let's add the if error, so that if it is January that is selected, it should just put 0. Let's assume that there is no month before January, and the same will apply when there is no filter. So here too, let's add the if. So we want to check if the previous revenue is equal to 0. You should put also 0. Okay, this is what we are telling the formula. If you check the previous revenue, if it is 0, you should also put equals to 0. Let's add this 0 at the end as usual. What? Okay, no, let's remove the 0. Okay, we are good to go. So you see, you check the previous revenue. If it is 0, it also returns 0 to here. Same here, but the percentage different. You should also go and check if the previous revenue is 0. It should also show 0. And then we close our parentheses and we are good to go. Okay, now even if it is January, there's no problem. It will show 0. And even if we unfilter everything, it will also show 0. Okay, we are good to go. Now let's put a conditional formatting. We go to manage rules. Okay, let's create a new one. Let's go for the last one here. So how does she highlight this? We are going to put condition. If the value different, let's click here. Let's go and click on the value different. If here is less or equal to 0, what should happen? We want the cell to be highlighted in red, the value to be highlighted in red. Let's add another one, that if the value difference is greater than 0, it should highlight the value in green. Which green? Let's take this green. Okay, so we can now apply as by magic. Okay, so now if the value difference is positive, it's going to be green. We can now put it here. This is, you can see the background image we can't change unless we put it from here. Let's select here. Please stretch it like this. You see how I'm stretching it? Please do this. Do that stretching, else it'll be difficult. Let's put it on the left. Okay, let's put the background color to the exact background of our API. Let's copy this. Look how I'm going to paste it. Please, you click somewhere, anywhere, you come here, you take the arrow, you paste it as a link. Please, it is pasted as a link. Okay, so this value is the value versus the last month. So let's help the users to know what this value means. Let's name it versus last month. Let's reduce it a little. This one is okay. Okay, this is versus last month. Okay, so as you can see, it is changing here as well. Let's put it well here. Okay, I hope you have stretched that cell well. Okay, so now let's call this revenue. Not if maybe someone goes through the project, you can know what is it here. We call it revenue. I think it's a good practice to have, like always making sure that if someone else goes through your project, he can like not understand 100% without you taking him through or her through, but like understand the main highlights. So now let's get our current cost. The previous one was for the revenue, now it's for the cost. So the current cost is simply this one. Okay, the previous one, instead of writing the formula afresh, so we can just copy this formula above. Okay, and you press escape. After you have copied, you control A to copy, to select all, control C to copy, and then escape to come out. So what we want is this revenue was taking column number 4, but now the cost is column number 3. So we just replace the 4 by 3. Now it's going to fetch the cost. Let's get our value difference. It's simple. It's simply the current minus the previous. Okay, so look at in this formula, you see it is using 45. You see E45. So ours, we want it to use E50 no matter. So you copy and you paste the formula. You just put, for yours one might be different, I'm sure it'll be different, but you just check the column name like A, B, C, D or what, and at the top left you see the number. So you just replace it with the one you want, and when you replace it, you will see how Excel will automatically highlight the cell you are referencing. Same here, let's put the same cell. You can write the formula afresh, but you can just copy and paste and you change the cell. You see, when you put the cell, you just highlight yeah. Okay, let's put it percentage. Okay, so same here, we just do the same thing. We copy and paste, we change the cells number. Same thing here. So the most difficult one was the first one, but if you want to learn more about the formula, you can write it yourself, but the video might be too long, so I'm just trying to find ways to go quite fast, but to also help you to understand. So this one is referencing these cells down, so we also want to reference the same cell down. So we first copy the formula, we paste it, and then we change the cell. Once you put the exact cell, you will see how they highlight it. Okay, so now let's also go to conditional formatting. We go to manage rules, we create a new one. Okay, so we want the value difference to check if it is less or equal to 0. How should it highlight? It should highlight in red. Okay, so let's add the second condition, which is if the value difference is positive or greater than 0. We put it in green. Okay, let's apply like by magic. Okay, everything seems to be good. Okay, let's also change the background color. We put our gray, the same gray. Okay, we copy this and we go and paste it as a link. Please paste it as a link. Sorry, paste as a link. Okay, Okay. So we are going to do the exact same thing for net profit. And let's call it profit. So we are just basically doing the same thing we did earlier. So let's get our current profit, which is simply equals to the one in our pivot table. Let's get the previous profit. So let's just copy this formula and then we paste it down here. But just now the column for the profit is column number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, column number 5. Okay. Let's also copy the rest. So if this is your first time to go through all this, it might seem complex and complicated, but it is just because it is the first time, you know. So as you gain experience, you see that you can do all those things easily. So please, I encourage you to, to not to give up and to actually continue the good job you are doing. If you also want to encourage me for what I'm doing, please subscribe to the channel. You can put what if you have questions or your impressions in the comments. Okay, we just put this we just change the cell. It's the same thing, we just use the same formula, we just change the cells. Okay, let's go on. Okay, so as you can see, the value can be different from the other. So it's not because one KPI performs well that the other one will also automatically perform well. But we can still double check to make sure that we do not make any mistake. Okay, it's correct. Let's copy this. Okay, I hope you are following, guys, because we are just copying and pasting, and we change the cell. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's bold it and we go to our formatting. Let's manage new rules. We check the value difference. If it is negative, it should be highlighted in red. Okay. Wait, it's like, I'm sorry, oh, sorry, it should be highlighted in green. Sorry. Okay. Okay, you can apply and you can click on OK. So now when we change, everything is okay. Let's now change the background in color to gray. Okay, please once again copy it as a link. You see how this one has stretched? Anyway, I will come back to it. Let's copy it as a link. Okay, let's reduce this size. Let's also do the same for this. The idea is just to make it appealing, such a way that people can like, and you yourself, you like your dashboard. Okay, let's now create the last value of difference versus last month for the order. This one is very time consuming, but it's worth it. Okay, we have our current order, but the previous order, as you can see, this formula was using this above table, but the order is not part of the table, so we are going to create our own another table. So let's copy this pivot table. Let's leave one free column so that we can add our support. Yes, we don't want the filter to actually affect that one, but we will work on it. Let's add our support 1 to 12 because we have 12 months in a year as series. Okay, so now we want the count of contact of customer name. Okay, so you are going to use the same formula above, just that when it comes to referencing the table, you reference the table below. So we use our VLOOKUP to find the position. Since it is done up there, we don't need to do that again. Now we select this table rather, and then we want the ID, which is number 3, the customer, the order, the count of names, distinct. Okay, it is giving me null. Why is it giving me null? Because this a month is not selected. So let's rename our KPIs. let's name this one. Okay, so that we can see. So let's make sure that this year does not influence our other table. Same for this one. But no, same for this one, but the year should normally affect that table. So it's only the month that should not affect that pivot table. So let's take it back. Okay, so let's put our if error. You remember, right? The if error helps us to handle this thing. Okay, everything is fine. Okay, and we click on January. Okay, if error, and then we close our parentheses, we add 0 and we close our parentheses. Okay, this is the same thing we did above. So when it is January, you should actually put 0, or when no month is selected. So for the rest, we can copy the formula and paste it. We just change the sales number. So of course the value difference is just the current order minus the previous one. But let's use the formula and we just change the cell. This is our cell 59. Okay, cell 59. Cell 59. Okay. It's simple. Let's continue copying and pasting. Okay. Just change the sales number. I don't know if you are taking breaks in between each step of the project, but me, I'm starting and it's quite tiring. But I'm doing that for you guys and also for me. I enjoy, sharing the little that I know. Okay, let's change the sales number. Okay, let's bold it. Let's put the background image and then let's go to our conditional formatting. If it is the value difference is less or equal to 0, it should be highlighted in red, and if it is greater than 0, it should be highlighted in green. Okay, we apply and we are good to go at long last. Okay, everything is fine. So let's copy this and we paste it as a link. Wow, this was one of the most I don't know, tiring or maybe tiring part to me. This information is very, very vital for stakeholders, clients, managers, but it's time consuming. But it's worth to work. So let's highlight everything. We go and middle, center it at the middle and horizontally. Okay. Okay. Well. Let's copy our slicers, both the month and the year. Okay. So let's make it actually fit where the above the dashboard's name is. So for that, let's click on one slicer. We go to slicer. We come here. Here is just one, like one column. When you put two, it becomes two columns. Okay, and then let's remove the header like this here. We already know when it's 2024, 2025, we know it is here. Okay. So we will change this slicer later. Let's put it 12 columns because there are 12 months. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. I think it fits the place. Let's try it on. Okay, everything seems to be okay. So to remove the selected one here, you press Ctrl. So if you have selected maybe 2024 and you want to unselect or maybe to stop filtering, you long press Ctrl and you select again. So now let's bring our animated icons so that we can use them to assign sheets and move from one sheet to another. So it can be animated for icons, it can be something else, but for those icons, I like them to be animated when it's not inside the dashboard, like, you know, that one's like outside the dashboard. I mean, in my mind, anyway, I like animated icons for these things. This is going to be our form. This will be our dashboard. So I will put all these things in the description. All these icons, I put them in the description so that you can also access them. Okay, this is going to be our database. It looks good. This is the analysis part. So when we click here, we move to our analysis part of the project. Okay, so let's control and we select each one. We go to our here, our picture format, and be not at the middle, sorry, it should be centered. Okay, and this one is vertically, not horizontally. Okay, it looks good, right? Yeah, it looks good. So now let's assign each icon to a specific sheet. So let's go to link. We come here and let's assign our database. So you see, if I click here, I am automatically directed to the database. Okay. I think no, this is rather the form. Let's go back to link and I put KPI. It's like I'm tired. Okay, let's put it, yes, the form. Okay, this one is the analysis part. Okay, and this one is the dashboard. So now let's next. Okay, let's go to our VBA. So we want to add this refresh button. You come to the KPIs, you click any of them, you press Alt F5. Don't go to data and refresh. Alt F5 to any of the KPI. So let's stop. Please put the cursor inside the dashboard somewhere here. If you put it far, when you refresh, you will be directed somewhere else. Now let's right click and we assign that macro to this. Let's assign this refresh. Okay, so now when we refresh this, when we refresh, we are going to get our data. Let's put fake data, let's call it anyhow. Let's just put random data. Okay, when we submit, there is this. Okay. Okay. It's because the cell is locked and there are values here that we have been using. Oh no. So let's unlock the sheet. Please put the password that you put when you lock the sheet. So this they are here. So let's change the color to see them. Let's put black. Since this the sheet is locked, that is why it's not able to actually sort it out. So we should have not put that there. Let's put it in our KPI. Let's select here and then we double click one column. Okay, so let's copy each one. Let's delete this one. We don't need it again. Sorry, let's delete. let's put our color back. Okay, so now what we want is to copy each value and put it in our KPI exactly as we did there. But since we have done it already, I will try to go very fast. So this is equal to this, equal to this, and so on and so forth. Please, you take your time. Okay, now let's record our macro as we did. Let's call it refresh to. I know it should be submitted to, but it's fine, the name does not matter. So it is now recording. Let's highlight everything as we did. We paste it here, and the order date we change, so we bring the format back to short date. We have done that already, so yeah. So let's highlight everything again, and please, when you come here, just click here. This is where the error comes. You see how we click before we come and insert. Normally, let's click on OK. It's fine. But when we want for the next time, if we also want to come and click here exactly, but they are values. That is why the error will come. So let's delete here. So that's when we are done with the submission, everything is deleted. And we put the cell in the first question. And let's close our VBA. So let's right click and we assign this button to that refresh to. I think I wanted to put submit to, but it's fine. So let's put fake data. Okay, so if we click on submit, we have our very same pop-up that says that the script is trying to bring at the same cell again, but there is value. So this is the script. I put it in the description. What it is doing, it is just telling Excel that don't put in that cell, just put in the cell below. That is it. So let's click on yes. Okay, so now when you submit it, you will go. But you see how the screen is breaking, but it has come. You see how the screen is breaking. Let me fix that. Let's lock our cell sheet before we lock. So I'm not writing because I know sometimes it is the first time that it locks, sometimes it is the second time. So let me just put it. You don't even need to select. Let's lock it and we lock the sheet. Let's put any password that you will remember. Okay, if you want to type here, it will not work. If you know the reason why, you tell me in the comment. But for Excel, once you have used the macro ones, the second time it does not actually lock it straight. So let's unlock first. Put your password again to unlock. So now you see we can write this. So let's select everything again. Now this time it's going to lock. Sorry. Okay, we lock it first and then we go to the sheet. We put our password. Okay, now it's going to work. Okay, it's working. And if you try to write here, okay, we are good to go. So let's go to our video and we add our application dot screen update to the refresh tool, because remember when we ran the Python the script, the VBA, the screen was breaking. So let's put our application dot screen update, and down here we put true. But before, no, let's go and put the one that will bring the pop-up for successful submission. So yeah, we can just go to submit. We put it to the refresh one. Let's just copy it. We can write it, or you can just copy it. It's simple. So let's no, yeah, there it is. Let's copy this, sorry, and we come and paste it here. Let's put it through at the end, and we paste it here. So we are good to go. We can close. Now if we put something, it will go fast. Okay, let's submit and let's see. Okay, we have our pop-up. The screen is not breaking, and the database is stored the data is stored in the database. Okay, so when we refresh, you can see how the data updated answer that refresh button. So but the screen also break. You have seen when we refresh, the screen broke. So let's put our application dot screen update equals to false, so that we can stop the breaking of the screen. Let's put it down here, equals to true. Okay, we can close. Now it is working fine. So let's put the slicer for the country and the product category. Okay, so let's insert the slicer. We insert the slicer for the country. I don't want it to take space, so I try my best to not to take too much space. Okay, now let's try to squeeze it somewhere here. So let's increase this one so that it can become more square. Okay, let's reduce it a little. So now let's also bring the product category. Okay, let's also squeeze it a little bit. Let's copy and we paste it here. Okay, so now let's remove product. Let's just put category. Let's come here and remove product, and we only leave category. Okay, I think it looks better. We can even reduce it a little bit here. Okay, so this is very good. So the next thing we want to do is to change these API, these slicers. So there are various types of slicer, but we want to create our own. Let's call it Data Professionals as the name of the channel, and this is the whole slicer. How do we want the whole slicer? We want to be bold, okay, and white, completely white. We don't want those lines. Okay, you see it is now white. So the header now is the slicer header. So we also want to bold it. We want the color to be black. Okay, that is the only thing. Maybe let's increase the size to 12. We're going to increase it. I think it's okay. Now, this is the value when you select something in the slicer. We also want it to be bold. So this column, we want it to be 2 to make it look quite good. Let's take the same color with the table's name. But this one, we can put a light blue and put it vertical. Okay, you can see when we select one, it will be blue. And now when we don't select, how should it be? Okay, let's also bold it and let's put a gray. Okay, vertical. Okay, so now when we are not selecting something, how do we want it to be? We want it to be bold as well, but we want the color to be gray. So this light gray like this. Okay, so it's just going to be a light gray when you have not selected. So now let's assign this to all the other. You can see when I click on 2024, 2025. So to remove, you of course click Control and then click where you selected. So let's assign this to all the other slicers. Okay, but here I think we can't see the month. Okay, let's stretch this a little bit. Okay, now we can see the month. Okay, so same for these 2 slicers. Okay, I think it looks good to me. Okay, so let's save this. It's very important. Okay, so let's copy this slicer and let's paste it here. So what we want here, let's remove this and this. Let's get our product category. So now we are starting the chart in our dashboard, which is the last part. So okay, it is only complete. Okay, this shows the revenue, the cost, and the profit by category. Let's add this particular column chart. This one, it looks better. Let's right click and we hide everything here. We don't want to see them. For this legend, let's make it look like vertical. So let's remove these names here. It will give an error because it's already a name. So you can just put a space, one space. For Excel, it's okay. When you put a space, it considers it as a difference between that one and other ones. Okay, now we have our revenue, cost, and profit by category. So for this legend, let's make it more vertical. So release space. Okay. I think everything looks good. Let's just bold these things. The X and Y axis. Okay. So we can now, for the grid line, okay, let's stretch this. Let's arrange our dashboard before. So as I said earlier, it's very good to have in mind what you want to, you know, you want to, how you want your dashboard to look like. Because me, I already have something in mind. It's true I've not done it, but I have something in mind. I'm just following my mind. That's when I will put the revenue by country. That's why I leave that one that big. I want the map to show well. So these other ones, I will use them to also get other values. They seem to be big. So we are trying to make it looking good, so that it might, okay, this looks good. But, okay, so now we can bring our revenue, cost, profit by category. Let's remove the grid line. Let's bring it back. Okay, let's copy it, Control C, and you click here and paste. Maybe let's put it here, Control V. So we want to reduce a little because we are going to put the name of the chart. Okay, so let's right click, we go to format, and we remove the fill and the border. Let's call it revenue, cost and profit by category. Okay, let's stretch it. Okay, it looks good. Let's put it on the right. Okay, it looks good. Let's go for the next chart, which is the revenue, cost, profit over time. So let's copy this. So let's just remove the product category and we put the month. Okay, we want this line chart. Let's go for this one. Okay, this one is okay. Let's hide all those things, we don't want them. Okay, let's make this more vertical. So it's up to you to design it the way you want. This is just what is in my mind right now, so I'm just following my mind. You can play around it. And okay, let's resize it well. Let's build this X and Y axis. Okay, it looks good. We have removed the, okay, let's, okay, but you can see we can't see the month very well, so let's push um um let's reduce it. Mm, or we can, let's just click on this and then we press stretch this. Okay, let's bring the name, let's call it the name cannot even come, let's reduce this. Okay, let's, okay, okay, so let's call it like monthly revenue, cost and profit trends. Okay, so let's move on to our third chart, which is still on the trends. Maybe let's get the daily trends. Like, let's remove this and I'm tired later. Let's go for this one. Okay, it looks, let's hide all those things. Let's remove the title, the label, even this. Let's remove this. We put our label on the top. For the grid line, let's remove it here. So let's include the label. Let's click on it. We go and bold it. We increase the size a little. Okay, even here, let's bold this. Okay. Um, everything is okay. Let's copy this and paste it here. Let's close it for now. And let's go to format, no fill, no border. Okay, let's give a name to this chart. We call it daily revenue trends. Sorry, daily revenue trends. Okay, you can see for the revenue, the color is still blue. Okay. Let's go to our KPIs. We want to get this. Okay. Okay, so this is where we come to get our list back. Okay, this is where we go. So let's cut this. It is, we cannot even use it well. Let's go back here to list. Okay, let's remove this and this. So what we want is the payment method. Okay, so we want the count of each payment method. Make sure it is at count. Okay, it is here. So we can click and we go to insert. Let's insert this 3D. Let's right click and we hide everything here. Let's even remove this. We put the label. Let's remove. Okay, let's change here where there's a pencil. You can change the form of the chart. To me, I like this one. It looks like pizza or kind of. Looks good to me. Now we want the label. Go to more, and we don't want the value. We want the percentage, because they will not say we have 20 order with payment. We want the percentage. What's the percentage by payment? Okay, and then we make sure that each one comes as a new line. Okay, this looks good. Let's paste it here. Okay, okay, let's call it. Let's go to format and remove the fill and the border. Okay, so let's call it like count of payment methods or orders by payment methods. Orders by payment methods. Let's trace this. Okay, I think it's fine. So this is left with the last chart. Let's save this. I don't know. Let's copy this and paste it here. Okay, let's go to our pivot table. Let's insert this one. Okay, want the country. By sales revenue. Okay, so here so it is not, we cannot use the pivot table to create a map. So unless we copy as another file, like another table, but of course it is linked to the pivot table. Now we can go to you can go to map here. Where is map? Okay, and the map will come. Let's cut it. No, let's put percentage here, control 1. So we don't want any decimal, we want to be as $sign. Okay, we have our $sign. Let's select all again. Let's go to map. Okay, let's remove the title and let's resize it well to best suit with our Okay, let's right click, not here. Yeah, it cannot stretch. Okay, it cannot stretch. So let's right click here, we go to format, no fill, no border, as usual. Okay, let's give it a name like revenue by country. Okay, let's report the connection. Let's include all these KPIs except these two ones. But wait, let's save it before. And I don't know, but it looks like wait, the month revenue and this KPI. What? Let's fix it fast. So you can see where we have stored our values versus last month. You can see that there is a pivot table where it is, and it is preventing it to stretch well from stretching well. So you see, when I stretch it here and I go back, it is now well. So it's not good to put pivot table. But for the revenue, the monthly revenue over time, where is the chart? Okay, we can even cut this. We can even cut this or delete it since we have copied it to the dashboard. You can already delete them. Well, I can't see the KPIs, the chart, the pivot table we use for the the monthly revenue trend. Maybe you know what happened. Maybe I'm already tired, or I don't know. So let me copy and paste this here, and we create another chart for the monthly revenue, cost, and profit trend. Let's just create a similar chart. Okay, I think it was this one. Let's hide everything. Let's make this legend more. So let's clean it. Let's double space 1 2 space, just in case there's the one I put with one space. Well, I don't know where it went. It's like it's confusing. I don't even know. Okay, okay, let's bold these things. Okay, even the legend. Let's before let me select this. Wow, it's difficult to select. Okay, let me push this one a little before. Okay, you come here and I delete. You click the delete button from your keyboard. You will delete. Okay, now let's bring our chart, line chart. Okay, let's bring our line chart. Okay, let's push it. Let's push it down a bit. Okay. No fill, no border. But it's not fine. Let me reduce this a little. Okay. So everything is set. Now when we change the KPI, oh, you see it is very long. Well, it has increased. If you reduce a little, still it does not change. So what can we do? So it's not good to put pivot table under that column, that particular columns where we have the copy that we use as the link. It's not coming. So let's just delete this and then we bring it back. We bring them. So maybe let's resize it. So let's reduce the size. Maybe maybe 9. And let's fit this like this. It's not even changing. Let's just delete it and put it back. It's like the fact that the pivot table was standing on it, it just affected the listing. Let's copy the link. Let's copy it as link. You see, now it comes well, but it is too small. It is too small. It is coming well, but it is too small. You have to increase the size. Let's select this all again, and let's increase the size as it was 11. Okay, I think this is better. It is better now. Let's just copy the other ones and what have I done? Oh, sorry, I just copied and pasted. I have to paste it as a link. Oh, it's quite tiring to to be focused like this for almost 3 hours. So if you are still watching, thank you very much and congratulations. You really deserve a lot more. So if you need anything, any collaboration, any what, just let me know in the comments. Or if it is professional, you can get my email and send me an email. I'll be glad to answer both. Okay, you paste it as link always. Okay, we are good to go. So there is something here. As from this point on, if your PC is not strong, it's going to freeze all the time. Like Excel will just stop working just all of a sudden. Boom, it stopped working. And then you have to close it, start it again. As soon as you start, as soon as it just freezes again. So that's the first aspect, your computer. Like the more your computer is high, the more the better it is. And the second aspect is which Excel are you using? Me, I'm using the 21 version, 2021. So I don't know for you, but the most recent, the better. Because look at all what we are asking Excel to do. To have at the same time, macros, charts, animated columns and stuff. Wow. This pop-up, sometimes it is due to the network connection. Sometimes it is because the map just, you know, it's not that advanced in Excel. Sometimes it's just misbehaves. But the whole thing is to have country. So don't put this label. The label should be country or the countries. Okay. So we can delete this one and create another one. So the key is to name it country. Okay, let's resize it well. So let's remove the fill and the border. So now let's connect the KPIs to this slicer. Okay, it has come. So you see that the country column should be name country. So now let's add the label. Let's come here, data. We go to more. We want the value and the category name. Each one should be separated from a new column. So now when we move, okay, we have what we want. Awesome. So from here, as I said, your computer might start freezing if it is not that advanced and if your Excel tool is Excel you are using is not updated. But remember to continue. When it freezes, you close, you open again. So let's add the $sign so that we can also have the $sign. Okay, now has the $sign. Okay. So what else? So everything is okay. Let's also connect to this product category. Okay. Everything seems to be okay. Now, okay, I think it's fine. Now what we want now is actually to get those this thing on every sheet, those icons, limited icons. So you long press Control and you select everything. Please make sure to select everything by long pressing Control. Now once it is selected, you can press copy and V, Control C. Let's come here. So I'm able to paste it here because I've already unlocked the table. If it is locked, you will not be able, so you have to unlock before you can paste it. So here, let's lock it again, and I know if I put it here, it will not work, so I do it once so that the second time can be the good one. As I said earlier, sometimes I don't know why when you protect it the first time it does not work, but the second time it works. Let's highlight everything by long pressing Control. Let's go back here to lock it and to protect the sheet. Sorry, it's not working. I should have done it the first time. I don't know how it works. But let's do it again. Let's just control everything fast, fast, fast. Let's lock it and protect it. Okay. Okay, now it's going to work. Definitely it's going to work. Okay, but it is protected. So basically it's the same for the rest. So let's control everything again. So we are going to paste it. Okay. Wow, it has frozen. Wow. So I have to open it again. So let's open it again like this. I want to copy it again. And wow, it has frozen again for the second time. Well, okay. So when these pop-ups come, it is a good news. You just click on yes and okay. It will not freeze again. Okay, so I have to copy that one again. So let's copy everything. Okay. Okay. Let's paste it here. Okay, it's fine. So we can now move from one aspect of the dashboard to another. So what else is to be done? So okay, let's refresh. Okay, has refreshed. So what can we try again? Oh, okay, let's put it well. Okay, now we can see every single thing. And I see that I did not bring the database here. So let's copy this. Let's copy this database. Let's press Ctrl, we select one, and then we select this one. Let's copy, and we come here and we paste it. Okay. So all the 4 icons are now there, and they are all ready to take us to it sheet. Okay. So let's check this thing for the last time. Let's make sure everything is set. So let's input fake data again. Let's put camel theory. Okay. Let's choose just any product, anything. Thank you very much for watching the video till here. Please encourage me by subscribing to the channel and ask if you have question in the comment. Okay, the submission is okay. Let's go and try to refresh. Okay, everything is good. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.